Hello everyone, welcome to the ichimokocharts.com daily analysis for the S&P 500 for Wednesday, January the 4th, 2012. Well, a market that's trending up in the first time frame. Previous day's candle, we had a candle that made a higher high and a higher low. Very large green body candle denoting the buyers making net bullish progress in a very large amount. Today a lot of that bullishness has evaporated. We have an indecisive type day where the market was unable to take out the previous high but also unable to take out the previous low. So the uptrend is still in existence, but we do have some doubt about continuation of the trend to the upside because the bulls weren't strong enough to take out the previous high. This is a doji type candle, and we have the open and the close roughly in the same area, so no net progress made by neither side for today's trading, especially for the buyers. So that does tell us that the momentum that the buyers had on the previous day has weakened quite dramatically. We did see some downside price rejection on the previous day when the market traded above 1280 and began testing into this zone that we've highlighted in yellow, this zone of resistance that extends all the way up to the round number 1300. And obviously that area is having its effect on the market for today's trading. But by the same token, we do have a very large shadow on the bottom of this candle, and that represents the sellers losing commitment as the market tested down around 1275. So 1275 is a very important level for this market for tomorrow's trading. Also the area down to around 1265 where we saw the market being rejected from previously, and we've now seen some buying coming in down around that area, so that will be quite a big level for tomorrow's trading as well. In big picture terms, the market is bullish because we're trading above the cloud, and we're also bullish in the medium term and fast term time frames by trading above the Kijun-sen and the Tenkan-sen. Looking at the checker span here, that's above the corresponding price action and the cloud, so that's confirming this bullishness that we're seeing in this market. The Kijun-sen, the pink line here, has turned flat, and that generally when that turns flat, the market tends to retrace back towards that level, so there is a possibility that the market will cease continuing this uptrend and has potential to retrace or even just relax, as we're seeing at the moment here. If we do see the market come off a bit, then we should look to the Tenkan-sen, which is trading at 1257 for potentially strong support. That indicator is pointing up very sharply, reflecting very strong upside momentum that we've seen for the previous day and 2 days before that. And quite often when we see strong momentum in the market, the Tenkan-sen tends to be the first area of support or resistance. So that is the area that I'll be looking to first at 1257 for strong support for this market. Potentially strong support also down at 1246.32 and then down to around the 1219, which corresponds with the top of the cloud. But overall a bullish market in all three time frames. The trend is still up. We do have a loss of momentum by the buyers today, but by the same token the sellers have failed to take control of this market, and the sellers are probably looking weaker than the buyers, so there is potential for the market to continue the trend over the next few days. But remember, we do have this large zone of resistance that extends up to 1300, so that has potential to limit the upside for the market over the next few days if we do continue trending up. Next, moving to gold, and here we see once again continuation of the trend to the upside. We have a candle that's made a higher high and a higher low, continuing the trend that was established 2 trading periods ago, but quite a difference in the style of the candle to the previous 2 trading days. Previous 2 trading days we had fairly large green body candles denoting the buyers being in control, making net bullish progress, but today we have a small red body candle, and a small red body at the top of the trend does set the market up for a potential change of trend, but the shadow on the top and the bottom suggest indecision in this market, and it's a spinning top type candle, and spinning top candles are indecisive candles and they do offer potential for a change of trend. This is telling us that the buyers have lost the momentum that they had over the previous few days. And here we're looking at a market that is in a second time frame downtrend. If we're looking at it peak, a trough, a lower peak, and a lower trough. This could be setting the market up at another lower peak, and then if we have a lower high and a lower low, we do have a new downswing where we have a new first time frame downtrend and potential to trade down through the lower trough. So there could be an intermediate peak in a second time frame downtrend, so there is very strong potential for that. In terms of Ichimoku, we are trading below the cloud, so the market has an overall negative bias, which is in contrast to the equities markets that we've seen, and we're bearish in the medium term time frame by trading below the Kijun-sen, and that Kijun-sen is pointing flat, and the price action has been attracted back towards there, so that's what we tend to see when we have a flat Kijun-sen. Looking at the Tenkan-sen, however, we are trading above the Tenkan-sen, and that's reflecting the upside momentum that we've seen in the market over the previous few days, so bullish market in the short-term time frame. Looking across to the Chikou span, that's below the corresponding price action, so that's confirming some of this bullishness that we're seeing in the market, but not confirming this, confirming some of the bearishness that we've seen in the market in the longer-term time frames, but not confirming the bullishness in the shorter time frame. And it does suggest that this bullishness we've seen in the shorter term time frame is only temporary, and it is an intermediate swing, and then the a higher time frame trend will exert itself and the market will begin trending down. So we do need to watch the low of that current candle for a potential change of trend. If we do change the trend, then we do have support down at 1559, which was a previous area, and we can see here that the market interacted with that previously and rallied. But also this level here, which was a previous swing low, and is a potentially strong area. We can see that we tested down below there but failed to close below there 4 trading periods ago, so that does offer itself as very strong support for the market down around 1532. Below there we don't have any solid support until we trade down to around 1492 or 1500, the round number. But importantly for this market, bearish in quite a few time frames, potential for a change of trend because of the indecisive spinning top type candle. Next, moving on to light sweet crude oil, and here we see a market that is continuing to trend up. Today's candle, a candle with a higher high and a higher low, same as the previous day's trading. Previous day's trading, a very, very bullish candle, a very large green body candle where the buyers took control. They made very solid net bullish progress, and they've shown strong commitment. Today, a lot of that momentum has been lost as we see a very small bodied candle. And a small bodied candle at the top of the trend is a sign that the buyers are losing momentum, that they're not making the same amount of bullish progress as they have previously. So there is some doubt about continuation of the trend to the upside. We do see a small shadow on the top of this candle as well, and that represents rejection when the market traded above this 103.39 area that we highlighted previously as a strong area of resistance, and we see this capitulation at this area, so that does have potentials to set the market up for a change of trend to the downside. But we do have a long shadow on the bottom of this candle, and that represents a seller's losing commitment as well, so there is a possibility that the trend may not change because of this lack of commitment from the sellers. So we do need to watch that support now at 102 at the low of that current candle, and it coincides with this region here where we can see the market traded to previously and the sellers lost commitment in a major way, where we had this very strong sell-off and then a sell-off for about 3 days, and then the market continued back up on its way. But that area of previous resistance will now offer itself as support, as it has done for today's trading. In Ichimoku charts terms, this market is bullish in all 3 time frames, trading up well up above the cloud and above the Kijun-sen and Tenkan-sen. Tenkan-sen is pointing up fairly sharply, reflecting the good solid upside momentum we've seen over the previous few days. The Tenkan-sen is trading around the 100 level, round number, very strong support if this market does come off. Above this region, above 103.39, we don't have any solid resistance until we trade up to about 106.95. So there is potential for the market to trade up to around that area, but this 103.39 is very important. We can see where the market tested there and sold off in a major way, so let's watch the low of the current candle for a potential change of trend to the downside, but also watch 103.39. If we see a bullish close above there, then we could test up to 106.95.